something called ASP.NET Core. Okay, so this is a new technology in .NET frameworks, and Microsoft moving towards ASP.NET Core, right? So as you guys know, ASP.NET Core provide a provision to develop application for different platforms, means different operating system like Windows, Linux, Mac. Okay, so our agenda in this video tutorial is to set up ASP.NET MVC core web application in Visual Studio 2017 from scratch. It means we will take empathy project template, and we will set up ASP.NET MVC core web application, and we will develop MVC application. Okay, so without delay, let's jump into the Visual Studio so that we can see it practically. Okay, so here we are in Visual Studio. So we will take an empathy ASP.NET core application, and let's go to the file, new project, and we will take ASP.NET core web application. Okay, and I will name it MVC core demo. Okay, so let me create it. Visual Studio will create empathy template for us. We will select empathy template. We are not going to use any Docker for other operating system. By default, it will create application for Windows. Okay, so you can see here we are you are targeting the framework .NET Core and ASP.NET Core 2.0. Okay, and we are taking empathy template. Okay, let's click on OK, and Visual Studio will create empathy template for MVC application. Okay, and we will see what are the minimum files inside the empathy template. Okay, Visual Studio creating template for us. You can see here in the status bar, restoring package, right? So restoring package, you can see the drive. Okay, now restore complete. So let's take a look into this ASP.NET MVC core ASP.NET core application, and this is the minimum files inside the ASP.NET core application: startup, program, www, property, dependency, and connected services. So the entry point of this application is from here. It hosts the application, right? It start from the main. As you guys know, if you worked on the console application, then you had seen this main method is the entry point for the console application. Same like that, from main application we are building web host, and inside the web host we are setting the startup class, that is startup, and that is here startup, and inside this startup we are just writing the response hello world. Okay, so if we browse it, if we browse it into browser, then we will see the output as a hello world. Okay, so let's see in the browser. Build succeeded, and now it will display in the browser. Now you can see our application is getting ready inside the browser. So see, our application has been launched in the Google Chrome web browser, and it is displaying hello world. Okay, that is coming from here. Okay, so this is the minimum files inside the ASP.NET Core. Okay, so we will set up MVC application from scratch, right, inside the MVC core application. So in order to implement MVC in ASP.NET Core, you have to add some folders and file here. So as you guys, I hope you guys will be aware of MVC convention. So in MVC, there must be controller, model and view, but at least two folders should be there, that is controller and view, in order to take the output of the page inside the browser. Okay, so first of all we will add a folder here with the name controller. Okay, so let me rename it as controllers. Okay, and let me add one controller here, that is also MVC controller empty. Okay, and let name it as a home. Okay, so let create it, and it will create home controller with default index action. Okay, so once home controller will be created, then we will add index view. Okay, so now our home controller has been created with the index default action index. So let add one view with the default settings. We are not going to select anything special, so just creating with the default setting. Let create a view. So what it will do, it will create view folder. Inside the view folder there must be home folder, and inside the home folder there must be index.cshtml. Okay, so let's see there is views folder. Inside the views there is home folder, and inside the home folder there is index.cshtml folder. Okay, so let me change here bit meaningful message. This is my first ASP.NET MVC core application. Okay, so now we are ready to set up the MVC pipeline inside the ASP.NET core application. So in order to that, you have to tell the MVC core pipeline to enable the services of MVC. Okay, so for that you have to write services.add MVC. Okay, so what it will do, it will create the instance of all the MVC services. Okay, means it will inject all the MVC services with the ASP.NET core application. Okay, since we took empty template, so that's why we are adding services manually. Okay, so and another things is we have to specify here routing. Okay, use MVC. So let me copy the syntax. So in order to that, you have to add this line here. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are just telling ASP.NET Core application to use use this route. Okay, so if something called controller, means something called home controller, if exists, then go into the home controller and look for the index action. If index action is there, then browse it in the browser. If not, then just print hello world into the web browser. Okay, so there is nothing as much more you have to do in order to configure MVC in ASP.NET Core application. You just need to add these services and you have to configure the routing here, and that's all. Okay, so if you browse this application, then you must be able to see this message in the web browser. So let's see how it works. Okay, so let see in the web browser. So we should get the message, this is my first ASP.NET MVC core application. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, see, we are getting the message, this is my first ASP.NET MVC core application. So that's all. So let me summarize this video tutorial. So what I have done here, I just created a controller, home controller with the default index action, and right click here, add view, and it creates view folder for us and home folder inside the view and index CSS daemon. Okay, and I added two things here, services dot add MVC, and one more thing, I configure the routing here. Okay, so just two small things here and controller and view, and everything is working as expected. You can see in the web browser. So that's all for this tutorial. So I hope you guys will be able to understand this tutorial. So if you guys think this video tutorial is helpful for you, then please like, share, subscribe, and press on the bell icon so that you can get the notification of latest video. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and bye till then.